Hello everyone, the Crazy Canuck coming at you. Thought I'd show you what I was up to over the holidays. I was working on some of my beeswax, getting it all sorted out. I was given a lot of boxes over last summer from a neighbor. Used what I could, and the rest I just melt down. And this is the basic idea behind what I was doing to clean it up. I first melt the wax in water, and then I'd pour the melted wax and water through a screen into a container. Once it is cooled, I dump the container out, and I end up with a nice block of wax, and all the crap stays on the bottom, and then that can be just gotten rid of. You scrape it off, get down to some nice clean wax. And then the secondary process, I move to the house, and I'll show you that. So once I've taken the wax through the first step, I remelt it at fairly low heat, and then once it's all melted, I pour it into a soup strainer with a cloth or towel paper or something to ultra filter the particulates out into another pan, another pot. Once that's accomplished, I will pour it into an old coffee pot. Like, I picked these up at Value Village store, where they take in used donations and then they resell them. So they're cheap enough. I can have one for every color of wax that I have. This is the premium color wax, some stuff that everybody likes. What's not used is then put into blocks in a silicone mold. This is the really nice colored wax that I have. Then as the wax gets older in the beehives, it darkens up, and I'll have some that's actually almost a chocolate brown. The premium wax comes from new wax that they build from burr comb or cappings. It's probably what most people are used to seeing. So now, once I had my wax, I said I was going to make some candles. So here's some little tiny mason jars that I got. Now, I started by taking the wick, putting it on a little base, put a little wax on it, put it into the little jar, put a clothespin on it to hold the wick in place, pour the wax in, which was a real headache. So once I was about half done this process, I thought I was going to change things up a little bit, and I took a bunch of jars and I filled them with wax, and when they get full of wax, they shrink as they cool. So you'll end up with a kind of a hole in the top, like this one here that I poured. So then what I did was, instead of going through all the hassle, all I did, I took a drill with a drill bit and just drill a hole for the wick to go. And of course I can't do that with one hand, so I'll be right back. So I've got some wax heating up over here on the stove that I'll use to cap off the candle when it's finished. And then we'll bring you over to the candles. Now, I've got one here that's just a standard everyday candle, and I've got this one that I drilled a hole in. I've got a wick that's the right length, so we'll put that in there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cap off the candle, securing everything with some more wax. And there you have it. You let her cool, and it's ready for use. Now here's another idea, another candle I made yesterday. 2 wicks in a small canning jar. Now these are all really good ideas to have candles, and you can burn them, and the wax isn't going to go all over the place. When the settlers first came and brought bees over, of course they used the honey, but they really needed the wax for candles since there was no petroleum to make wax with, and it was very important to have some kind of candle material to work with. And as things get closer to a grand solar minimum and the economy might take a hit and things are going to get expensive, like with all the disasters that could happen, it's always a good idea to have some candles around for power outages. You could even make a little cook stove and cook with a candle. It's just a really good idea to be prepared. And if you have access to wax, then you can make some candles, and you can have them in your vehicles, you can have them in the house, have them in your go bag. So that's it for this video. There's some candles that were made over yesterday. Now the update to this video is going to be a burn test. I've often heard that beeswax burns longer than petroleum wax, so we're going to try it. These are 2 identical sized glasses with the same size candle, and as soon as this one candle finishes hardening up, cooling off, then I'm going to light them up and we are going to do a test. So look forward to that little update video, and hope everybody had good holidays, and looking forward to a prosperous new year. Subscribe if you haven't, like if you like, and we'll talk to you soon.